to the Jetty Show. Sorry, it took a little bit longer than expected. I was trying to figure out the camera. I was going to use the camera, but decided not to do that because it's going to take longer. Now I'm going to press pause on as soon as this starts. Pause. And I'm going to listen to the sound really quick before I start.
I was going to use the camera.
Oh, there it goes. That's good. Okay, so yeah, sound is good. Thanks, guys, everyone, for joining the show today. We got an amazing show today. Today, we will be working on Sonny 3, as we have been in the last couple episodes. And I will be covering lighting, and that's something I haven't touched on very much at all. And so, this is the character we will be working on, Assassin. The Assassin. And this is a character for the game Sonny 3. Sonny 3, I'm revealing the name of it because it's actually before I forget, let me mention, if you guys want to check out the music for the game that I've been working on, check out the description. David Orr is behind the music. He is a master at composing music. I mean, go check out his stuff. It's so freaking epic. I'm so delayed, and I just discovered his channel after searching on the game that I'm working for. I'm like, is there any other production going on? And I found out that yeah, there's other people on the team that I'm not aware of. And that's the weird thing about working as a freelance artist. It's like you're not, well, in my case, I'm not with the team or anything, and I'm just working from home. Anyways, yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We have, let's see, who do we have here? We have Ski, Shiro, Cheers, Yukori, Damianov, F-Hand. Thanks, guys. All right, so we have a character in front of me, and what's been taking me so long in doing a stream lately? Well, it's difficult to stream characters because I didn't anticipate the fact that I can't really show much of the work. Like they're giving away too much, to kind of like spoilers, so I kind of have to pick and choose which characters to work on. And at this point in the game, it's really difficult to find a character I can kind of work on and not give away too much. But definitely you want to create some sort of buzz for the game. And so I decided, you know what, this is a chance, and I don't think I can pass it up. There's not going to be very many more characters after this to work on. So yeah, please let me know if I sound okay. I just checked it, and it said it sounded fine, but I need some more people to back me up. So without further ado, let me just freaking get started on this here. Okay, so what I've done is I've worked out the lines, okay, and we've done this before. Okay, we've covered the thumbnailing, we've covered rough drafting and fleshing out these type of lines. Now I will show you guys how I light the characters, and this is a process I don't usually take. I do it sometimes, but one way of designing characters is to first build up some lights. So I'm just going to focus on lights for this one for you guys to see, and see where it goes. I'm not going to set a time limit. I'm just going to do it until I complete it. So we have this character. I'm going to lasso around him, figure out where are the little holes. I was going to also lasso. See that? There's a little hole there. And sounds good. Thanks, Epic Noodles. You're my man. Says it sounds good. This is not a hole. That's going to be, there's a foot behind there, so I won't lasso that. There's a little opening there. These little tatters to show that the dude is not, he's not so fresh and clean. He's seen some things. I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, he's saying some things. Okay, so I'm going to inverse it. Control-Shift-I, and I'm using Manga Studio. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. And if anybody's, you guys have any questions, please, I'll try to get to them. Just go ahead and ask and write the word question, and we'll see what we can do in terms of questions. questions. There, I filled it in with a slight little red hue. It's gonna give me some tone, some hue to work with, because if it's black and white, you won't be able to change the colors later. Like if I were to go to hue, to edit the hue, which is Control U for me, hue saturation. See, I can move this bar on and he kind of changes colors. See, I just want a little color. I'm not worried about color right now. It's just I need a little bit of color, even if it's just a tiny bit. When I fill it in, it's not pure black and white. Okay, and I'm gonna use there's two ways to light a character. You can use straight up brighter value, so you can select the color like this with eyedrop it and just raise the color a little bit, leave a little bit, you know what I mean? This is too bright. See, this would be more highlight kind of color. And for me, I'm going to do it kind of gradually. So I'm going to use slightly brighter, not too much brighter. Actually, I'm not even going to use a brighter color. That's a different technique. I'm going to use a color dodge technique. So I'm going to turn this layer to color dodge. And I'm going to choose a dark color in the same hue family group. And I'm dry. My throat is dry because have not been talking all day, and I've been drinking coffee. Oh man. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do for these characters, since they're sprites for a game, they're going to be lit. Everyone's gonna be lit somewhat the same, so that they kind of fit together. And my lighting scheme is usually kind of top center, a little bit in the front. Meaning, like, if you were to look at a guy from the side, let's say this is a how do people look from the side? Oh yeah, side. So that's a side drawing. The light would not be completely on top. It would be slightly forward facing right here, and right down the center. Maybe slightly to an angle, you know. But that's going to give us kind of a generic lighting scheme that will work in daylight and all that. So okay. This is how I go about lighting them. I just find the center portions of the entire character. See, not worrying about like exactly how the lighting set up. I'm just concerned with getting the top areas of this dude. Okay. So any places that I don't touch will be affected by the shadow, and I'm not going to worry about that yet. Everything for me in the way I work is in different stages and different processes. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. This is a top plane, everything from the top plane. Okay, top plane. So what this first stage, I've talked about this before. Okay, I've demonstrated this with a ball, a simple ball or sphere. Lighting a sphere is a good practice for this type of thing. So I'm just hitting the things that are in the top plane that would peek out, like this knife here. See, whatever you put down, it's gonna be what's coming out in light. See, so I just fill it all over, like into here. I wouldn't do this. See, that would make sense for me, because I feel like this former here is turning away from us. So it would hit half of this object and it kind of bend away, and that's gonna go into shadow. So there. And another good technique for a trick that I do is sometimes I'll just hit areas like this to kind of spot or pinpoint the exact locations where light will be hitting. Kind of speeds things along. That way you're not stuck in one stage. Kind of give you a little roadmap, speed things up a bit. Epic fail phone problems. What's going on? What's going down, Isaiah? Oh, it's all going down, man. We're doing it. We are out here, as we like to say on the Jetty J Show. We are out here. Even though it's cold outside, we don't go inside. We stay outside. So say with me now. We out here. Oh, we are out here. If anyone ever asks you, hey, how are you doing? Oh, you know, we out here. We out here. Yeah, that usually entails barbecuing. This guy get out of the way. Transparent. Now I wanted to set a camera up so I can like have like my face on the side. Just try to get a little comfortable with the camera because I'm not comfortable with the camera. I get weird when the camera's on. So I was trying to set it up. But the light is so bad. I'm planning on moving rooms. Moving out of this room. I have a much bigger room, a nicer room. This is a room. The smallest room, but I decided I didn't want to leave because it's just I have so much stuff in here. It just takes too much time to get out of here. Maybe this year I'll move. Maybe, and I'll set up a nice little setup. Little setup, huh? You just set up and do it on the Jetty Jet show the proper way. Okay, so the light, yeah, we'll label that local light. I should have said it earlier. So the local direct light. Sorry, direct light. That's the direct light, meaning like the direct light from the sunlight is hitting him directly on the top of his head. And I can decide to keep pulling more lights out wherever I want to. It's not that complicated. You are the director, and you decide where you want the eyes to look. There is a point where right and wrong doesn't matter. You decide what's right and wrong. Like technically that doesn't work, but it doesn't matter. The thing about it is what takes priority for me is the focus. Is what you're looking at clear? Can you tell what it is? That's especially the characters are going to probably be at max, like this size. You got to really take precedence on making things clear. Like these little dots here for the shurikens, these kunais. I easily could have made them circles, but that would have been more detailed. So I just used a little dot. And right here, it looks like really detailed. And if it's smaller, you know what I mean, you can only see a dot, and your brain kind of makes up the rest. And that's a different story. So for this stage, you can be kind of liberal. Liberal meaning you can be kind of you can put more light than you you want more light than you don't have to worry about holding back. So like I like to leave little crevices like this. See that? To show like that's gonna catch the shadow right in there, kind of bend it in there. And I'm looking at the form, thinking about the form, how it wraps on each other. But if you want to do more lights, because there's going to be another layer coming out in stage 2. So yeah, I had those dappled little things, those little light dapples. So we got to go back and fill them in. This is a full-on tutorial, isn't it? This is playing Naruto right now. Awesome. What's Sonny 3? Hey, you know, we out here, FM. We out here. Hey, what's up, Shiro? What's Sonny 3? Thanks for asking, man. That's the name of the game I've been working on, and I've decided, I'm gonna release the name of it now because we're not. I don't think we're in the final stages yet, but it's time to just reveal what it is. It's the game I've been working on, and it's the 3rd installment to a series that's really prolific. It's big. Type in Sonny 3, and I'll put in some articles to, I guess link it. But, it's huge. It's huge amongst the underground community, in the Flash gaming community. It's huge. Like, people who are playing the games, I wouldn't say huge, but, like I said, people who play it, there's, like, videos where they're, like, beating boss. I'll beat the boss in how to beat this boss or that boss in Sonny 2, and there's, like, 80,000 views. Meaning 80,000 people cared to check out how that worked. And the video is like 2-3 hours long, which means I don't think very many of them will sit down and look at the same video twice. So I'm thinking majority of those views or like new individual views. Okay, let's move to the next one. I'm taking too long. So, yep, color dodge. So every single stage, I'm gonna lock, clip these. See, among the studio, you can do it in Photoshop too. I can clip these things here like this. This is the clip mask. Okay, let's clip it. And if it goes outside, I clip it. It stays within the silhouette that I drew underneath. And what is that dot doing there? There's a dot. Okay, good. Okay. Let's clip it and let's clip the next one. Okay, so the next one. Okay, I would slowly build up now I don't have to go on another tone or value lighter. I can use the same exact one because it's building layers. It's stacking on top of each other. It multiplies the color dodge effect, making it like 30% brighter. You know. So before I would really go in and just work it in like this and just find my spots, but like I said, dapple it in, and before I also would like to just reserve to 30% of the picture like this right here and then not do any more. See that? See how the light's stronger on the top and it weakens as it goes down? Well, you know what? I want the character to be a lot more lit, and I'm not going to be afraid of lighting the whole entire drawing. But there's a method to the madness. There is a method, and I'm gonna do it the same way as I did before. Double there, like that. Just happy little dabbles there. All right. So there it is. He's lit. Now watch when I turn it off. Bow. See how that works? He's just a little bit more brighter. And once I've laid down the lights, I can always go back in, and I can turn it up, I can turn it down, all up to me. And I can also lock it and stay within those ones. We're not going to do that yet. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to show you what I did. I just dappled everywhere. I dappled everywhere except the shadow. Okay, now why did I do that? Because I'm going to reserve any shadow lighting for reflected light, and we'll get to that in a second. Just follow me. I'll get you there. Okay, I'm going to be a little more jittery now. A little more jittery. See? Meaning like I'm not like, oh, light starts here and it stops here. No, I'm always good. Just do it. Just do it, man. And if it ends up covering the first layer, fine. If it ends up blanketing over all of the first light, fine. We at least made it brighter in that area. You see? It's still fine. Okay. Take everything through stages, and I'm sharing with you guys this little trick here that took me like at least a year to develop. Like, I know it's nothing new, but it's become so streamlined for me that my way of working. So I'm taking a blending tool. I'm sure Photoshop has it as well. You can blend it or smear it out. Just kind of get some tones in there, blur them out because they look a little too manufactured. Now look at it. If I undo these, they just look like dots. But if I blur them out, they look like they're blending in to become part of the first layer of light. Now, the thing about that is I don't blend out like all of it. I don't just blend it out like that. I don't just blend it and say, yay, it's blended out. Like if I do it over here, let's undo those because I don't want them like that. If I were to blend the top of his head, check it out. If I blend it all out, it loses the texture, it loses the presence and the boldness. There are hard and soft edges, giving it kind of a dancing effect. It kind of dances a little bit. That's what light does. It doesn't stay still. And I guess this is the illusion that I'm creating doing this here. Sometimes I'll choose one side to be hard edge and then the other side to be light. What's up, Jet? Dirty Draws, man. How you doing out here? We out here. Thunderman, Jet, if you can, would you give a few pointers about stress and confidence? Perfect. He has a very crow-like appearance. I like it. So the headgear, as it turns out, in the 18th century, they had these gas masks that were designed similar to crows or beaks. It was weird. It was weird. They're weird back then, man. You look scary. Nowadays, it's scary. I don't know why you put a beak on it. I guess it works because it's the same shape as you know, as a gas mask. Okay, stress and confidence. Oh man, so let's touch on stress and confidence. You know, I love talking about these things. They're things I constantly deal with. Stress and confidence. Before I came on the show, I was feeling a little jittery again every single time. And it's not until I start really drawing and talking about stuff that I know about, you know, that I start feeling a little more comfortable. But if I don't, in fact, I'm still kind of jittery. Stress and confidence. Goodness gracious. I learned one thing. Do things because of out of enjoyment, out of having fun. Okay, if it comes to like streaming or something like that, don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about like, oh, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna teach? What is this? What are they gonna think? Oh my God, it's gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be funny. Nobody's gonna want to watch the show, and they're gonna unsubscribe. And oh my goodness, your mind does so much to you. And it just destroys you, doesn't it? Isn't it? It's like stress is the #1 killer in the world. In the world. Wait, don't quote me on that, but in the world. Okay, while I talk about this, I'm going to open up another layer, lock the transparency, and set that to color dodge. And I'm going to work on the color. What am I going to work on? What am I going to work on? Let's do one more layer, and this time we'll do what we call speck lights. Okay, same value. Okay, no, speck lights is the brightest points. Okay, so why is it not working? Why am I on the wrong? It's just not working. He shouldn't be scary. Oh, the Legend of the Jedi. Woo! Wow. I don't know why that was the first song that came to mind. But oh, it's all black. That's why. You see over here. That's why it's not. You gotta have color. Moved up a little bit. Let's move it up even brighter. Okay, so one thing, yeah, focus just on the process. It's a hard one. It's a hard one to shift your mind away from the outcome to the process. Okay, do it because you enjoy it. Don't worry about what other people think. That phrase is so full of it because it's so difficult to do. But that's really what it comes down to is focusing on the intent. You know what I mean? And it goes all the way back to one elephant at a time, one foot at a time. Just, you know, crawl before you run, and that just means don't think about all the other stuff now. Your mind, you're not there right now. You're here. You are here in the moment. It's all about staying in the moment. And a lot of our stresses and fears come from worries, from our past, from the future. What are we gonna do tomorrow? What are we gonna do tomorrow? What are we gonna do today? What are they gonna think? See, they're always not here. They're not right now. Right now, I just put a little dot here. Right now, I just put some dots there, and that's what I'm concerned with right now. I'm not over there. My mind's not. My body's not over there right now. I'm not. You know, I'm not in my coffin yet. I'm not dead. You know, that day will come, but why worry about it today? So yeah, that's a really long topic about Stress and confidence. Oh boy, stress and confidence. Another thing about confidence. Yeah, it's ignoring just what everybody else thinks, really, and focusing on the now and what you need to do. And one example would be for like singing. I hate singing in public. It's so nerve-wracking. I love to sing, but singing in front of people is difficult. And I've gotten to the point where I've forgotten to focus on the singing, and I keep thinking about what's going to happen when I make that note. Am I going to crack? Not so much what other people think. Am I going to crack? I know I can sing. Am I going to crack? My voice going to, you know? And because I was focused on that so much, I forgot to sing and think about the tune and the notes and all the fun things that go into singing. Same with drawing and everything applies. I will not color him. No, I'm just going through this. Now, lighting. You see, he's getting lit. Boom. There. We should not go any further than that. You shall not go any further. Okay. Let's now look at. Let's use those same lights and focus our attention to areas we might find interesting. So this knife might be a little more interesting, right? So, boom. Let's put some more of that over there, and maybe adjust the first one, the first color dodge. Okay, you see that? That's just going to give us a little more tension over there. Now watch me undo that. It's going to kind of just fade off. The silhouette kind of shows there's a knife. And, oh, actually, I can show you the concepts for the both of them. So I had two concepts. They went with the first one. And the second one I felt was a little stronger. But some of the designs maybe were better on this one. So we went with that one. But this one, I get this one emphasizes that silhouette of the claw on the far side. And this one emphasizes the blades. You see how their blades stand right out of that silhouette? You can see exactly those blades. That was intentional. Whereas this one, the claw kind of gets hid by the cape. Even the pattern of the cape is kind of repeating. So it kind of gets lost. It's still there if you just make sure the shapes are bold. But yeah, so attention. Oh. You know what? I just marked the canvas. You mark the canvas. Can't go back to where you want it to go. Yeah. There and there. So I'm going to emphasize that little blade over there. Yes, sir. Am I running out of time? Am I going to go? Am I out here? I'm out here. Am I out here? Are you out here? That's the question. As long as we are out here, we stay out here. Oh man, the English language will be so destroyed in another 100 years. Things will not make sense. Frying beans, toaster out here. Well, toaster oven to you too. Okay, the next one. Let's do it. Keep going. The next lighting. So as you can see, it's a process, and usually each process of the stage takes an hour. Color, lines, and lighting. Each of them needs to be about an hour. I've gone over like five hours for some. Some of this stuff takes so long, so some were really detailed. And I hope you guys do check out the game and check out all the crazy characters in there. But everything is a process, and as you can see, it takes time. I'm gonna use a little bit of blue this time. So let's go back. This is the color we had before. Keep your eye on the right side. This is the one. I'm just gonna shift the hue. Hold on this a little bit, and that's just going to give us a little bit of hue variation. And why? Because the light that's hitting him directly, the direct light, is the sunlight or whatever's in the sky. It can be a purple sky, it can be a blue sky. And matter of fact, we can demonstrate that right here. If he was in like really sunny day, let's just saturate that a bit. Yeah, it's like that's the beach. Oh man. Oh, it's a kind of overcasty day. Oh, it's raining. It's cold out. Oh, we are in the. Oh, there's a burning house. It's fire. It's a fire. We go back. It's raining now. You feel it? You feel that? Yeah, that's story right there. Okay, so reflected light. Let's just do the same thing. We're gonna hit everything the underside of the shadow, staying in the shadow, not in the light. As you can see, we don't need to do that. I mean, we can change the value of the light on the light layer. Let's just hit everything underneath, because there's lights bouncing everywhere. There's lights bouncing underneath and hitting him. Underneath. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, boom. Oh, bada bat boom. Pow. Now how do you draw roughs like that? I have, my man. Radioactive draws. I have. Follow the series. I've covered most every. This is probably the last stage. I don't think I'll be able to do colors. I might be able to do colors later, but yeah, this is the lighting. This is the lighting installment here. So we hit everything from underneath. As you can see, it looks like direct light, reflected light, and then the core shadow is created. Oh. Indirectly. Ooh. Isn't that awesome? Sit like that there. Oh man. I don't know how Bob Ross can keep so calm while he's drawing. It's that he has that power. He has the power to just contain his excitement. He just Okay, so that's that. Now watch this. This whole knee is in shadow. This whole knee's in shadow. Whoa! What if I just hit it all with some indirect light? What? Is that even possible? He sure is. Sure is. See? We might want to tone it down a bit though. Tone it down. Tone it down. Tone it down. Yeah. I'm gonna go into some of the. Wait, no, not yet. How tall is this character? I don't even know, man. The thing is, some of the characters are huge. I mean, some of them are godlike. There are mechs. There are mechs. There are dinosaurs. Well, dinosaur. Just saying, with rockets and missiles. And the thing about it is, since everyone has to be in the same playing field, you have to decide, not based off of scale and relationship, like because this guy's this tall, the dinosaur guy has to be bigger than the screen allows. Yeah, so we kind of just it really doesn't matter. How tall is he? Yeah, about yay high. About yay. I'm pretty sure that's tall enough. So yeah, that's the trick. You stay in shadow. It'll be okay. Let's go through and blend them a little bit. Blend it so they're not so, how you say, strong, and see how just digital it looks. That's the word I'm looking for. Digital, you know. It's digital, of course, but you want to try to create a very harmonized feel to it. Okay, now even in the shadows here, no, I'm not even gonna hit that area. That's a pocket. It's gonna be a pocket there. A pocket. Even over here, see, boom, way up there. How are we getting the reflected light way up there? I don't know, because we are. Because it's in the shadow. That's why. You know, yeah. Touch, just a little touch. Okay. About eye. Okay. So that's that. Now, okay. What's next? Okay, let's go over a little bit of the brushes I use for this program. I'm using the transparent brush and a dense brush to lay down these lights here, and I'm going to show you what happens when I turn it off. You kind of lose some information. See, if you put it on, it really rounds out the object a lot. Like it rounds it off. Like seems a little more 3D. Things are turning. Like here, let's here. Yeah. Transparent, it's kind of a lighter. See, like transparent kind of blends in there. It's just a low opacity. If you, that's basically what it is. Dense watercolor is just set to a little. See how it just goes on really opaque, and transparent just a little lighter. So if you just set your brush to hard edge but a little low opacity, it should do the same trick. What's that? Yeah, so it rounds off the object. That's what reflected lights do. It kind of rounds off the object. There. So everything has reflected light. Sure. All right. Okay. So there. Here. Next, we'll do some. We'll do one last for the light. No, not yet. We'll do that last. We're gonna turn on the multiply tool and we're gonna hit the darks of darks. Ooh. Now how's that gonna look? And we can use warm or cold. I'm gonna use a warm. So I'm just gonna flip it over to the orange. Same brush, and we're gonna hit the pockets. Oh, it has to be much brighter, because look, see how dark that is? See how dark that is just way up here? See that? So we pull it back. We'll brighten it up. And hit the pockets. Now, the pocket areas, you know, probably better to use a blue or green. Oh, yeah, blue or green. Fine. Hit here the areas that are just, it's just light. It's just having trouble getting there. You can call them like contact areas or crevices or whatever you want. They're just contact, meaning they're touching one object, touching another, and that's when things get really dark. Really dark. That's really where the absence of light happens, because there's light everywhere, even in shadow. And when things get really dark, it's when things are touching, usually. Just you literally pinch out the light. You're just not allowing any light to get through. Okay, now that'll do for that one. But why don't you show you what else I can do with this? There's technically it's not cast shadow, but we'll call it the cast shadows. It's also pushing core shadows. Get ready for it. Using the same brush. Push some core shadows here. That's gonna make it really rounded off. You see that? Really rounded. So again, every stage I'm leaving to a separate layer. Identifying what these are is the key to learning how to do it. Like, all of this applies to drawing a basic object, and that's really all you need to know. Like, I didn't go to a school for lighting or rendering an object. There was nothing like that. There was color objects, light objects. The forces with the Yukori Daimonov. Damianov. I like that name. Do nothing. Can you show us how to draw references? How tall is it? Yay, cool. Everybody knows this, but yay tall. Now, what's fun is you can turn on and off the layers to see how it affects the character. Crevices here. Just going through the whole character, not really worried about focal point and all that too much. Now, a technique I used to do is just go right over areas like this and say that's the underside of the shadow. You know, matter of fact, that looks nice. Yeah, that looks really nice. Let's do that. I guess I should do that more often. I mean, I should continue doing it. I've done it for some of the characters. And also I can always pull them back if I wanted to, right down the center there. Boom. So core shadows. Core shadows. But sometimes you don't want that. Like this arm, it's directly in the light. It's not going to have a strong, like a form shadow. That's what it is. Not going to have a strong form shadow because it's plain. It's more upward facing, whereas this one is like a sideways kind of thing. See? Think of the box, the edge of the side of a box. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. More pockets here. Now watch when I turn it off. Boom. See how that helps with the rounding off of the forms? Good. Okay. Let's just pull it back a little bit. Oops. Using the spray can, switching it to transparent mode, or you can just use a soft round brush in Photoshop. I always like to refer to that because not very many people have Manga Studio. Erase it out. Okay. Now, this is why I was contemplating whether or not to put these lights, because they become washed out because of the next stage that I do, and that is the, I don't know what to call it. I guess it's the vignette light, the focal point light. And that's just using a light with a soft brown brush and hitting one area, usually the face, lighting that whole area with a color dodge. And that's going to bring our focus way up there. So that's one. Number two, the hand. Nope, too bright. See how it's competing? Too bright. Let's look at it again. See that? Looks too contrived, too forced, too fixed. Yeah, really too much. It's gotta be just enough. Just enough, not 50-50. You know what? Even matter of fact, it might even be fine the way it is. And just blend it out a bit more here. We're going to create a little vignette, and vignettes is something just simplify that right there. It's a light. It's a shadow that encircles the picture. Kind of a frame to really push the lights. So it's right now it's fine. But I'm gonna use an overlay for that. Same color. Okay, same color. Transparent brush. I'm just gonna spray around. Oh! I scared myself. I didn't mean to use a brush. Use a soft spray can, and I'm just gonna use a brighter color. I'm just gonna go around the character like this, which kind of weakens it a bit at some points. So this is a little tricky because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Right now, I think maybe it needs to be darker in order to work as a vignette because it's on overlay, not multiply. So overlay that value, basically. The reason why is because we had reflected light making the bottom having bounced light hitting him from underneath, meaning the ground had light, right? So why would that be darker? So you got to pick and choose where you want this to hit. But it definitely creates a nice little encompassing. See that? It's all right. It's all right. Where are we going? We're going right here. Let's just focus in. Let's focus into Monet's painting. That's where we are. That's where we are, Monet. That's where we are, and that's a little orange light right there. And some of the levels are in dark. They're most actually very enclosed areas. So sunlight may be a little too bright, and I do use orange for most of them. So what I do is I just choose that sunlight because it just looks nice, and I'll pull it back in saturated color. Okay, that pretty much wraps it up. There's a lot of other stuff. We can do another one just for like effects lights. Like, why not? Let's do it. Even though there's no color, let's just do the effects. So if his eyes are lit, for example, color dodge, this is a separate light of its own. These are source lights. We call them source lights. Source light. Say it with me, guys, so you guys stick in your head. This is not the form light, it's the source light. Meaning there are light sources from the object itself. Sometimes it can be a lamp. Yeah, that's what it is. I forgot to show you guys one more. That's what I was missing. There's one more light that I like to do. And that's going to be saved just for myself. Just kidding. I'm going to show you. It's on the first light. What I like to do here is danced light. Dancing. We're dancing again. We're dancing again. Watch. Just so that everything's not so deliberate, I go over this first one again after usually I'm done with everything else, and I just boop 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 boop. No, that's enough of that. What that does is, again, light dances. Since it's a flat image, you want to give that illusion that it's moving a little bit. I mean, the light's moving, because what we do is when we look at something, we don't focus. I mean, we don't see an image, the whole entire image at once. Our eye zeroes into what we want to see, and light moves. If you look at if you hold like a ball or a sphere or something, and hold it in front of light, you'll see the highlights will shift according to your position. Light is relative to where you're sitting, so wherever you're pointing. So these highlights are there based off of where you're located. Okay, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna continue working on him, putting some colors, but not on the show. So that's it, you guys. There, take it, run with it. I'll definitely give you guys an update when the game comes out. It'll be in this description as soon as it's out. I don't know if it's probably be another couple months before it actually gets out, but it comes out. But it'll be there, and then you guys can check it out. Okay, so thanks everyone. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope this was helpful. I'm just feeling something's missing. Yeah, no, nothing's missing. Yeah, that was it. That was a good show. We're done. We're done here. Thanks, guys. Take care. And as always, peace.